Hello and welcome. This is Ann Vivian. Welcome to Mystical Adventures. I'm so glad that you tuned in tonight or today or this morning, whenever you're tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me here on A1R Psychic Radio. So delighted to be a part of this Psychic Radio Network team. And welcome again to Mystical Adventures, a place where we journey into the creative, mystical, and intuitive realms together. And I'm your mystical tour guide, and I'm here to offer you support in creating your most mystical, magical adventure of a life. I'm really excited about tonight's show. We're going to be talking about the mystical adventure of humor and healing. And if I have time, talk about intuitive ways of helping our relationships right now. I want to talk about humor and healing, humor as a way to help us connect with each other. And we might not get time to the intuitive ways of helping us connect with each other, because I definitely want to take a caller or two. And I'm working on my time management with this program, and the producer is helping me. It's my growing edge, and I'm getting better every week. I affirm it so. So excited you're here. I'm really excited about tonight's show. I just wanted to quickly mention that, while I just adjust my screen here and bring up my chat, I just wanted to quickly mention there were a few technical issues with the interview I did with my fabulous guest last week. It was not the producer's fault. And they tried really hard to fix the audio, but it was unfixable. But it was still a fantastic interview. So I just want to apologize that you weren't able to hear her very clearly for the beginning of the interview. But if you do watch the subtitles, if you're watching it on Facebook Live or any of the video or Moonstruck TV, you can watch the subtitles. Or if you're listening to the podcast, you can either turn the volume up or just fast forward it to about 7 minutes, and then the audio is restored. But I was just so inspired by Sue's story and everything she shared, and I just wanted to thank her again and encourage you to watch the show if you get a chance. Also wanted to mention we didn't get to the automatic writing last time. Automatic writing is a mystical, magical way of using writing as a way to connect with your intuition, and eventually I will get to that. So stay tuned, but we didn't get to it last time. As I said, time management is a growing edge of mine, and I'm getting better every week. Before we get to all of this, I wanted to tell you the angel of the week that came up. Sometimes I draw an angel card, and sometimes I just tune in and see what angel is coming to me and share with you what angel I feel like is coming to this earth and wants to connect with my audience. And so I intuitively tuned into Archangel Raguel. Archangel Raguel oversees helping to create more harmony in tension in relationships, helping to dissolve disputes, which is funny because I feel like that relates perfectly to our talk tonight, and helping to disperse some tension. If you want to call on Archangel Raguel, if you do have some tension in a relationship, any kind of relationship, personal, professional, I found he is very effective at providing guidance and help and support for helping things to go smoother and understanding ways to connect with the other person. So thank you, Archangel Raguel. Did you watch Saturday Night Live this week? I am a huge SNL fan, I got to tell you, and I was so excited that they're back on the air. Of course, it's different. They tested everyone for COVID. They have a fraction of the audience to try and be responsible about having the live show. But it was a really funny show, and I'm just really glad they put it back on the air. Humor is one of my main ways of coping with difficulties, and during this pandemic, don't we need it? So I wanted to talk about tonight how humor can be such a beautiful way to dispel some of the tension in relationships, to dispel some of the tension in political situations. You know, in last Saturday's show, they did a skit with both actors portraying Trump and Biden, and they were making fun of both parties. And it occurred to me how humor has one of those magical qualities of transcending division, transcending the seriousness of a situation, and helping us just laugh together. And it's a way to unite. Of course, it can be destructive if humor is used in a bullying way, or any of the isms, sexism, racism, homophobia, ageism, all the isms. But at its best, it can help us to transcend from that fear-based mentality, that limited competitive ego type mentality that we can get ourselves into, and even the misery of a pandemic or trauma. It can help us to transcend that and elevate our consciousness to a place of joy, to a place of looking for the playfulness. I have a couple of quotes I wanted to share with you about humor. Mahatma Gandhi said, "If I had no sense of humor, I would have long ago committed suicide." What an enlightened individual, and what a role model for us. I love how he talks about humor getting him through the trials and tribulations that he endured and created massive positive change in the world and for his people. Mark Twain is quoted as saying, "The secret source of humor is not joy, but sorrow." Humor helps us transform the pain. It helps us to transform our sorrows and to connect with each other. I want to ask you, viewer and listener, do you use humor? And do you find that it's helpful in tense situations like these? You might find that actually using humor with friends or family who don't agree with you politically can be helpful to just disperse some of the tension, or maybe you already do that. Do you already use humor? Do you incorporate humor in your life as a way to transcend the sorrow, transform it into joy and playfulness? So another thing that happened on Saturday Night Live, which I thought was of note, was Chris Rock talked about how, in his monologue, Chris Rock was the host, very funny comedian, and he talked about how during this pandemic there has been more breakups and endings in relationships. And he didn't mention this, but actually there is some research to show that the divorce rate really has increased in 2020 during this pandemic. He talked about how couples are really reassessing their relationships. They're looking at the truth of the relationship. We're cooped up with each other, and a lot of people are really reassessing, is this relationship what I want? Is it working now that I can see it, up close? And I just want to suggest that this is a really good time for transformation, for regeneration, and it can also be a really positive time for transformation and regeneration in our relationships. And sometimes that means it enhances our intimacy when we can ask ourselves those difficult questions, when we can really take inventory of ourselves and our partners and make changes as needed to create a better connection, to foster more communication, to foster more trust, to really understand how I need to change, how we need to change together to create this beautiful relationship we want. Sometimes the answer to the prayer is an ending, and that's the most positive results possible. But whatever the answered prayer is or whatever the result is of this opportunity for regeneration, I'll say, I think this is a really great opportunity. This time is a really great opportunity to take the time and really look inward when it comes to our relationships. Excuse me while I mess with my notes here. Asking yourself a few questions like, what's my role? Am I taking responsibility for any conflict? Am I taking too much responsibility? Is it really, I need to let go and let my partner take some responsibility? What do I really want? Can I slow down and tune in and really tune into my partner's energy and my energy? Humor is also an excellent way to enhance a relationship. If you do find that there's tension in your relationship, or there's things you realize you need to resolve and you're not sure how to resolve them, or it's going to be a journey, try creating an inside joke together. Try to laugh together. Find something to laugh about. Try and make your partner giggle. And notice how this might help to shift the energy, to shift the flow of how you connect, and take it from that egoic, competitive fear to expanded heart chakra, joy, playfulness, elevation, transformation. Turn whatever challenge you're going through into a funny joke or an optimistic statement. You know, detectives do this when they walk into a crime scene. They will often make really what the family of the victim might consider offensive jokes, but they make jokes because it's a way of transforming the horror of the scene into something that they can cope with. Humor is so powerful. And of course, the detectives would hopefully never say that in front of the victims, but finding, you know, a way to joke with your partner that's not hurtful, but is able to transform the energy and take it to a place of openness and looking for the joy, looking for the optimism, looking for ways to have fun, looking for ways to be playful. Those are just, and also don't take yourself so seriously. So those are just a few examples. I think I'm going to save the rest of what I wanted to talk about today for next time, because it's already quarter till, and I wanted to take a call or two, and I see that we do have a lovely Michelle in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia waiting. So let me shift gears, and Michelle, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. Hello.
Hi. Oh, I love your accent. Welcome to my show. We're talking about humor tonight. Do you ever use humor to make a painful situation a little bit more tolerable?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So, Michelle, my friend, how can I help you tonight?
Sorry, you're breaking up a little bit. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. How can I help you tonight?
I just sort of wanted to have like a basic reading and maybe to find out what the universe wants me to know, and I'd love to know if there's anything my deceased loved ones want to tell me.
All right, let me tune in, Michelle. Michelle in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia.
Yes.
Just give me one moment while I tune in. Well, I'm immediately tuning into your energy. I'm shuffling some cards. It's just as I'm tuning into your energy psychically, I'm feeling like you're a very courageous person. Spirit is telling me you're very courageous, and you're not one to easily give up. I feel like there's something actually coming up in your relationship. I feel like there's you're concerned about some relationship. I don't know if it's romantic or family, but I'm feeling like you're wanting to connect more with someone, and feeling like there's a block to connecting with someone. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've just separated from someone not long ago.
I'm sorry, one more time, Michelle. It's just temporary. What? I'm sorry, could you just repeat that?
Sorry, it's cutting out.
Oh, she separated not long ago.
Yeah, I separated from my partner not long ago.
Okay. So, Michelle, I pulled some cards for you, and the first card I feel like is saying that you're feeling a little stuck and that you're feeling a little trapped and you're feeling like you're not sure exactly what to do in this period of time. But actually, this period is temporary, and that the stuckness is actually a temporary stuck feeling. And I actually don't feel like you will feel lonely or disconnected for a long period of time. And I feel like there's part of you that wants to travel more to connect with people. Yes?
Yeah.
But I don't actually think that you need to travel the way that you are envisioning traveling to connect more with people and to bridge the gap with feeling more connected and less lonely. I feel like you have opportunities locally where you are, and I feel like there are people near you who are really supportive and nurturing, and I feel like a message from the spirit is, don't worry about changing too much right now. You actually have a lot of support coming your way and a lot of guidance if you just sort of like stay still and let people come to you. It's like people are going to provide you with some ideas and support and guidance and help you to sort of bring you out of this rut. But I feel like you are going to be doing some assessment, Michelle, some personal inventory, and you're going to be making some changes so that you can understand how best to move forward without this partner at this time and how to kind of reinvent yourself. It's almost like you want to reinvent yourself. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I see you doing that. And I don't think you have to make a lot of, you don't have to travel or create a lot of new beginnings right now. This is actually a good cycle you're going into to kind of turn inward, to slow down, to create an environment around yourself in which you can really tune in and listen to the, very discerning, use a lot of discernment with the friends and mentors and people that you allow around you that can really help you to understand what changes that you can make personally in order to move ahead and create this whole new beautiful life for yourself. Because I feel like you're learning lessons from this relationship about not accepting to take stuff from people, to just accept being treated in a way that isn't right for you, and not accept tolerating certain things. And you're wanting to figure out, how can I create relationships and a life for myself with new rules and with a new energy to it. And I think that you really will, especially if you take a few months to just focus on you and in a really receptive way, let the answers come to you.
Okay.
Did you have any more questions? Any specific question?
My question would be I would just love to know if there was anyone who has crossed that would like to communicate with me.
Sure. I'm just tuning in, Michelle. I feel a fatherly type energy, and I feel like there's a spirit. It might be a father or someone who's like a father to you, and he was very independent and powerful, and he had a really strong energy. And I'm feeling like you bonded maybe over food. Is this ringing any bells? Eating, cooking?
No. It's my mum that I was wanting to, yeah.
Oh, well, sometimes the spirit shows up, not the one that we were hoping, but just one that's more in the forefront. Is there a male who's crossed over who you had kind of a relationship with that might fit that description, though?
My brother.
Ah, you bonded over food or cooking?
Yeah, we did actually sometimes, yeah.
Was he more like a mentor to you in some ways than a brother? Like more like, almost more like a father or parental in some ways than a brother?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
my older brother.
Yeah. Well, I feel like he's come through, and I feel like what he wants to say is he was just very fond of you, and he has just like a really strong energy I'm getting. Um, and I feel like there's definitely he wants you to know that he's around you, and I do feel a very playful energy. Did you like to like play sports with him or something really playful like that as well? Or was he into sport?
Yeah, we played cricket.
Okay, yeah, she's kind of wanting to connect with those memories with you, and I'm asking him for something else that he can give you.
Okay.
It's like he let you in. It's like you wanted to. Um, he like had a wall up or something, and it's like you were always trying to maybe connect with him or like sort of go into his world, and he sort of held you back a little, and he wants to acknowledge that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, it makes sense.
but I feel like he really wants to acknowledge that and also let you know that he didn't mean to. Um, that there's some regret there, and he wanted to let you in, and he was scared actually, and he sort of didn't know what to do with you if he did sort of let down that wall. And he wanted to play with you more, and he wanted to let people in more, but he just wasn't able to do it. And I feel like it's part of that really like strong kind of standing in his power and maybe having difficulty being receptive kind of energy. But I do feel like he loved you strongly. He loves you strongly, and I feel like he's around you when you're outside. He wants you to know that um, when you're, it might be like a particular, it might be a particular um, like gazebo or vista. But there's some place of meaning outside that he's showing me that he connects with you. And is there some place that you have some memory with or a significance that has like an outdoor structure that's outside that you would think of him or has some history with him?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the beginning of that.
Oh, it's okay. Is there some place outside that's meaningful to you that you maybe have some history with him or you have a memory with him that he would connect with you?
Okay. I would say my car.
Your car?
Yeah, or are you talking about like in the open?
Yeah, um, like a garden or a park.
Oh, okay, the cemetery. Oh God, the cemetery. That's the
Oh,
only place I
okay.
could think of.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's showing me that he connects with you outside, and um, that there's a
You
weathered
know
connection
what?
too.
Outside on the porch, on the back porch of my house.
Okay, okay. It might be something with so on the porch. It might be something with the weather too, where he's showing you his presence in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know exactly how that would be, like the rain or fog or a rainbow or what have you. But
I know there's no wind out here. Leaves are moving on the trees.
that might be it. That might be it. But I feel like he has, beautiful energy. that she's wanting to share with you, and that, he says, I haven't given up on you, and I'll always love you, and, I want you to be at peace is what his message is for you. So
Are we talking about my son?
Huh?
Are we talking about my son?
Do you mean is his message for your son?
Yeah, we're yeah.
Well, that was his message to you, I feel. Does that make sense as far as your son goes?
Yeah, it would make sense for both people.
Ah, okay. Okay. Well, I feel like he loves your son very much, and he wants the best for both of you. We are coming to the end of the show, but it was such an honor to connect with you. Thank you so much, Michelle. I'm sorry we didn't get to the second caller, but I hope that was helpful, Michelle.